hi everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are joining us. So my name is Nadia Sid, and I'm part of the Maplesoft product management team for the academic market. So as you've probably seen from the description of this webinar, today's webinar purpose is to show you just a little glimpse of what is going to happen in Maple 2024. Some of the most exciting feature, but not all, to be honest. I want to keep a bit of suspense, just so you get to know a bit what we've done in Maple 2024 before it gets released. So as Roshan mentioned it, if you have any question, please free to put it in the chat, and I will start without further ado. So I'm gonna start sharing my screen, and I should start just up to that. All right. So now you should be able to see my screen. So as I said, the purpose of today's webinar is to show you a bit what we've done in Maple 2024. So as per usual, the development team, the product management team, and everybody as Maplesoft, we are working I want to say hands on hand, but like we are mainly working with our customer for our customer. So a lot of those features, they are based either on customer request or when we discussed actually with teachers or researchers, and they say, okay, there is a gap in the technology market. I'm looking for a product that does that or that, or a product that does this functionality in this way. So we always listen actually to our user to develop actually to implement new feature, but also to improve some of the existing feature in Maple. So don't forget that we are here when you have some feedback. We always listen to what you tell us. I mean, most of what you are telling us is implemented, and some of you may recognize actually some of your feedback in this video. So I'm gonna start. So I hesitated with the order of this video, if I should start to show you what everybody wants to see, the most exciting, or like I didn't know. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna start with the feature that I love the most. If some of you know me, I love like all the aspect when it comes to visualization and the interface of Maple, how easy it is to use. So I'm gonna start to show you some of the feature we've implemented in Maple 2024 to improve actually the life of our customer and give them more functionality. So first feature that I wanted to talk about is the automatic argument completion within Maple. So for those of you who are here since years or even since like few months, who've been using Maple recently, you may be familiar with the automatic command completion functionality as well as the symbol completion functionality. So those functionality allows you to use a pop-up menu to populate actually your command to see the syntax of a command. So following some feedback, mainly from new user in Maple, but also from some experienced user in Maple, a lot of them, they told us that when it comes to using Maple to programming, they struggle because some commands, they have so many options that they don't know which option to use. They don't even know how many options are available to them or what is the syntax of the option. So what we've done is we've expanded actually this command and symbol completion functionality to argument and also object variable within Maple. So let me show you how this works and how this makes the user life, I would say, way easier. So just so you know, unfortunately, you can see me typing on my keyboard, so I will tell you what I'm using, but everything that I'm doing is obviously live. So I'm going to start with taking a simple function. So I've just defined my function f of x. And let's say that I want to calculate the derivative of this function. So I have many ways to do it in Maple. You know how we like to give many options to our users. I could use my context panel. I could use the palette. I could use many options to do it. But let's say I want to use the command, because using command is also quite handy when it comes to using the keyboard. So the way the argument completion functionality works is, so the user would come. So let's say I'm a student, I need to calculate this differential. I would start to type a few letters to start. So you can see here in my screen that I have a pop-up yellow that start to type diff. So this is the command completion functionality. So to trigger it, I need to hit the escape key on my keyboard. And you see that Maple is going to suggest me all the commands that start by those letters. So I can explore them, and I can simply tap on the tab key on my keyboard. And then I'm going to have the template inserted. So this is command completion. Argument completion is even better, actually. So I'm going to pick up the div command. So I'm going to hit the tab key on my keyboard and open the bracket. And you see what argument completion is doing is as soon as I'm gonna have to start to enter an argument within my command, an argument or an object, a variable, argument completion is gonna suggest me what I need to enter. And the beauty of this functionality is before suggesting you, or you need to enter an expression in this case, argument completion is gonna look into my document, is there an expression that could be used within this command? And of course there is one because I've defined a function just above. So argument completion suggests me automatically the expression that I could use. So in this case it's F, so all I have to do is to, once again, tap the tab key on my keyboard. And then I'm gonna get the F included. Then I'm gonna continue, and to trigger, again, argument completion, I just have to enter a comma. And I'm gonna get the next argument within this function, which is the variable. So X in this case, because we have a function according to X, so I can type X. And then I close my bracket, and then I just need to execute. So I have my differential df now. So this is the differential command is a fairly simple command to be used. But we have obviously more complex command. So let me use the thing. So let's say I want to use the plot. I want to plot actually this command. So what I'm gonna do is start to type plot, escape to trigger command completion, tab to get the plot command, and I open my my plot. So in here I have different options. I could use just one expression. So it's gonna pick up the df function because it's the latest one. I could use the f1. Or in this case, I want to plot the two functions. So you can see that I can use the arrow on my keyboard to scroll and select what I want. So in this case, I want a function list because I want to plot df and f. So I'm just going to do that and hit tab. And then, of course, this is just a template. So I could reuse it, but I can also modify it to enter my function. So the one that I want to plot. So once I've done that, sorry, again, I'm going to go enter a comma, and I'm going to continue to use, I'm going to continue to use my argument completion. So I could enter, some variable. So let's say I want to define my variable. So once again, I can use also command and symbol completion. So let's say I want to have pi display as a symbol. I could simply enter pi, and you see that when I hit escape, this is symbol completion. I can insert the pi sign that way. And then I can continue to plot my function. At any time I can stop and just close my bracket and just hit and I forgot to put the command. This is why I'm not having it. And hit enter to get actually my plot. And of course, like I've shown you a relatively simple example here, but you can continue and customize your plot using all the options that you want. So you can see that when I have my argument completion menu, I could customize the axis, the color. Let's say I want to change the color of the color scheme actually of my plot. So I hit tab. I can select one of them, or if I know already the one that I want, I could also do it, but I can do that. Then I can also give a title to my plot. So I just scroll down and select the title option. So, I mean, of course, this is some example once again, but nothing stops you from giving your own title. So I'm gonna call it my plot simply. And then, I mean, I can go again and again. Some of you know the plot command and the numerous options and how you can customize plot. So I'm not gonna do it for the purpose of the demo, but I just wanted to show you how it is easy now to use actually the command within Maple using this functionality. Other great thing about the argument completion feature, because I see some of you already asking me, because not everybody is using 2D Math within Maple, so some of you are using different other inputs. And of course, we talked about those people. So we've made argument completion compatible with code edit region. So those of you who like to write code and format your code in the code edit region, it's obviously available. So let me show you briefly how it is in code edit region. So I'm going to take an example of solving a differential equation. So I'm going to pick up my differential equation, just type it. And then what I'm going to do, so exactly as previously, I'm going to start to type a command, and you will see how it is triggered in the code edit region. So I start to type. I'm looking actually for the dissolve command. So you can see that I see that I didn't go to the right command, so I'm just gonna go and get it. So I get dissolve. I type tab, I open my bracket, and once again, oh, something didn't need it. Let me execute this again. I'm not sure where I get it. Okay, I'm just gonna type the name of my command. Actually, I had it just here. So I need to enter my ODE, so I select ODE1, and then I continue to use basically my ODE command. And the same way, I explore and I select, let's say I want to use a specific method, so I can tab and get actually the template. So in this case, I only want to use the linear method, and I can continue also and use different options if I want to use the use int option to display my option. And at any time, I can just close it and hit enter. So then once I've done that, I just click enter. Let's say I want to display the value of this, so something. I just start to type and I want the value of this. And once I execute, I'm just going to show you how I'm going to get my result. So something, once again, using argument completion to just help you to find the argument and see the options, some example of the option that you can use, like just to make programming with Maple way easier and way smoother. All right, I hope that I got some people interested in this feature, because once again, this was one of my favorite one actually. Next, let's go into visualization. So following the work that we've done last year with Colorbar for 2D plots, a lot of users were wondering if there was a way to get Colorbar for 3D plot, and also a way to customize it. So we've basically extended the work we've been doing with getting Colorbar for plots to different type of plots. So we've extended it to a 3D plot, and we've also added some other commands such as the matrix plot, surface data plot command, the complex plot command. So I'm gonna let you explore that, but just to give you a bit of a glimpse of what we want, we've also gave the opportunity to the user to customize the color bar, because some of you were wondering if there was a way basically to change actually the option of the color bar instead of having it by default. So yeah, now you have like all sorts of options that allows you to customize your color bar, as you can see. So here I can put a caption here, alpha, and just to make my user understand what this represents. This is also an example of using color bar with 3D plot. Once again, I have my color bar command. I can like customize it to put a caption on it. As you can see here, my caption is found here. I can customize the color, the font, the size of my caption. I can customize, of course, my color bar. So all of that is here. This is another example, once again, to support color bar, which is the complex plot 3D command in Maple. So once again, once I enter my complex plot, I define my range, and by default, Maple is going to insert me my color bar. So I could also customize it exactly the same way I've done it here, or I can simply use and pick up the color bar by default. Other great improvement, the option to scroll through matrices. So for those of you who are working with matrices within Maple, you may have been at some point a bit frustrated with the ability to see actually the data within your matrix. So what we have done within Maple 2024 is to give you the option to explore the data within your matrix. So as you can see, by default, Maple is going to display only the 10 by 10 value of your matrix. So if you have like a 20 by 20 or even a bigger matrix, I just pick up this one randomly, you are not going to see all the value. Except that now, within Maple, instead of opening actually the explore menu for the matrix, you see that when I put my cursor on top of the matrix, I get those scrolling bars that allow me to explore my matrix. So you see that now I can scroll and I can see what is happening and all the data within my matrix. And at the same time, you can also see that the context panel shows me basically what is happening in it. So this is, once again, we really wanted to give the ability to the user to have a functionality that is user-friendly, where he doesn't have to switch between two interfaces to explore his data and have like all the data of his matrix visible in one place. Final little piece of newness that I wanted to present when it comes to visualization and interface is this is actually following some user feedback. And it is actually the ability to plot piecewise function and show discontinuity by default. So with that, so in the past, you used to have the option equal discount to see them. And now you can see that when you have your piecewise plot, Maple is going to display the discontinuity automatically. So with that having any option included in it. So this is another example that you have it. And something, another great improvement that we've done also with the plot functionality in Maple is that now we've made it even more intelligent than it was before, because now Maple is going to try to find the correct domain, basically to plot your function. As you can see here, I didn't give any instruction to the plot command, but Maple is going to try to find actually where the most interesting part of your plot is. And that's why actually it's going to look at between -5 and 15 by default, without having to tell Maple to look at it. All right. So that was my part on visualization and interface. Now let's switch to another part and newness within Maple, which I'm sure will get a lot of you excited, which is the integration of artificial intelligence within Maple and AI. So let me show you what we have done, what you will have now in Maple 2020. So within the new version of Maple, we've integrated the ability of the customer basically to communicate with AI technology. So we've done it within 2 ways that I will show you. So first of all, within the GUI of Maple directly, but also with a package. So you can use command and programming language to just have access to a wide range actually of AI technology. So some of you may wonder, but why? Because we can access those AI technology online from my phone. I have an iPhone, I can just ask it. Well, the reason for that is basically to give our user the ability to stay in one place, so on one product, one interface, and get all the things that they need. So if they have to ask a question to an AI, whether it's like getting a formula, getting some instruction, explanation of something, we wanted to give the ability to the user to just have everything available in Maple. Because we know how much you love Maple and how much you don't want to leave the product to get another information. So we want to make everything available to you straight away. So now I'm going to stop talking because I'm sure that some of you are wondering, okay, but show us now. So I'm going to show you. I have this little example, which is a small problem, typical, I would say high school level problem, where a student basically needs to calculate the velocity of a stone to get it. So once again, I like to put myself in the skin of a student. So I'm a student, I'm reading this, and for I don't know which reason, I don't remember the equation of the velocity of a stone. So first thing that I'm gonna start to do, I'm gonna read the instruction. I know that I have the equation. They gave me basically the equation of the position, so I'm just gonna get this equation stated here. And then I'm gonna wondering, okay, what is the equation of the velocity? And now the student can go, or anyone can go within this tab here, which is located on the left panel of Maple. You have a new tab that is called AI Formula Assistant. So what this Formula Assistant is doing for the user is giving the user the ability to type some keyword here. So it can be a formula, an equation, a question, basically anything related to mathematics, equation, and function. And Maple is gonna communicate with the AI to return the most, I would say, the equation that makes the most sense. So in this case, what I'm gonna ask is simply velocity, because I want the equation of the velocity. So you can see that when I type it and I hit enter, I could have clicked search. I'm gonna get the equation of the average velocity here. But this is not really quite what the student is looking. So what it's gonna do is it's gonna have basically the ability to explore different equations related to the keyword velocity. So you can look at instant velocity, final velocity. You can explore all of that. In our case, we want the instant velocity because we are looking at a specific t. So what it's gonna get here basically is gonna have the equation, but most importantly, it's gonna also have an explanation of what is this equation. So here you can see that your equation is determined by taking the derivative of the position function of of your object respect to the time. So this gives even more like information to the student to solve his problem. So now you may think, oh, that's great. So he has AI just next to him. Then he can go back to Maple and type. No. We didn't stop here. As I said, we like to make the life of our user really easy. So once the student selected the formula that he wants, he can simply inject this formula within his Maple worksheet. So all he has to do is to click Insert Formula. And what Maple does is simply to inject the Maple formula, the formula that was within the formula assistant in the Maple worksheet of the student. So that's why, I mean, you can do whatever you want once you get if you want to change and call it, I don't know, velocity, you can just do it basically, and then you can reuse it basically to calculate his velocity and continue and solve his exercise. So I'm aware of the time, so I'm not going to go too into much detail about it, but I just wanted to give you some other example. This is another example, same way, where the student needs to calculate the area of a circle when it comes to pi. So same thing, I'm a student, I don't remember the formula of the area of a circle. So I'm going to go and look for my formula assistant and ask him, please help, give me the area of a circle. And what is great is, once again, it has different options. It has like the area of a circle from a radius or from a diameter point of view, because in his instruction, he only has the diameter. So all he has to do, once again, is to hit the insert form. In my case, I pick up the one with the radius. So I'm going to just come here and just basically add, the radius. I mean, yeah, I'm going to do it the easy way because I'm also aware of the time. But as you can see, we have this. And then when I execute my thing, you can see that Maple picked the equation here in math, of course, executable math. And I just need to hit enter to use this formula within the context of my exercise. Now next, so this is integrating basically the AI from a GUI side. But as I said, we wanted to go one step further and also have it programmatically with the help of the natural language package. So the natural language package goes even further than the AI. So within this package, so I will let you explore as soon as you get your hand on Maple 2024. But this natural language package has several commands that allows you to do different things. So you can obviously do the same thing that the AI formula system does with the natural language package. So the command is called getMath, basically. But you can do a bit more. So just to show you a bit how the student or a user can use the natural language package, I just picked up the same example. So here I have like the area of a circle, and let's say I'm in the context of, once again, I cannot remember what it was. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask Maple or either getMath or explain. I'm going to pick up the command explain. So I'm going to open explain. And here, as you can see, I have my nice argument completion assistant that's telling me you need to insert something. And I'm just going to get area of a circle. And what I'm going to get once I do that is I'm going to get an explanation of the formula and of its parameter. So, okay, this is the area of a circle, this is the formula, and this is basically where it works. Then the other thing that I could do, once again, going a bit one step further, is I could get actually another command that is called getMath. So I use this command that is built within the natural language package. So I'm gonna get math. I'm gonna ask Maple, get me the math of the area of a circle. And here, what you get is the formula of the area of a circle as I had it previously, that I just need to reuse within my my Maple worksheet. But let me show you other type of application. So same thing. I'm in the case where I have an equation, so this equation, and I'm not sure actually what this equation represents. So once again, I can use my natural language package and use the explain command to ask simply Maple, explain me what is this equation, because I'm actually not sure what does it mean. So I'm just enter explain. And what I'm gonna get is, okay, this equation could be the force of friction. So this is the AI that is connected to Maple that replies to me. But this may not be enough for me because maybe I want to know a bit more in that. So what I can do is simply reuse this command and ask Maple, no, give me a bit more because I want to know more about this equation. And now I get like a much more detailed explanation, once again written by the AI, of what is this equation, what is like each of the term, what they means, and this is basically how it's used. So really having within my Maple document all the information that I need to continue use this equation, solve it, basically work with it. Other example, because we didn't stop there, as you can guess. Because we wanted to let the user use the AI, so this natural language package, to ask the AI, tell me which command I need to use in Maple to do this or that. So of course, some of you may like tell me, oh, but like we have the help system, we can use the question mark thing. Of course, you still have all of that in Maple, but this is an add-on actually because it's quite nice, to be honest. Let me show you. So if I use the command that is called get command, actually that is a good thing. I'm gonna start to type it, and I'm gonna go back to one of my feature, the command completion feature, get command. Then I open it, and I'm gonna start to ask my question basically. So I'm gonna ask exactly as if I was talking to someone. How do you plot sinus of x, y? But I want a contour plot actually, because I think I can plot sinus of x or y by using all the previous feature, and especially the argument completion. So I'm going to ask Maple, get me the command. And now you can see that I get the command plot, contour plot, sinus of x, that I can definitely reuse if I want, just to show you that it is the correct command in Maple to get my contour plot of sinus of x. So just in like one command, get command, I've asked the AI through Maple to give me the command to generate this plot, and I get it, and I can generate my plot. So when it comes to using the natural language package, once again, it's not just getting equation, getting math and things. You can also use it to explain something. So let's say this is something like way more in depth when it comes to engineering application, because I've shown a lot of, I would say, mathematics here. But let's say I want to know exactly what is the non-diode equation. So I could use explain, but I could also do, once again, I'm going to start by doing get math because I want to get the equation, and then I'm going to get the explanation. So once again, I type non-ideal diode equation. And what I'm going to get is I'm going to get the equation that I need. I could also use the explain command if I need to get some explanation about this equation. So I can get everything basically in my own worksheet and just get it here. So just give me, oh, sorry. Okay. And then I get my explanation. So all of that, once again, thanks to the natural language package. So some of you maybe wonder, oh, but like why, what's the difference between the AI and the formula assistant? Basically, the formula assistant is really focused on returning formula to really help getting what you want straight away. And also the plus of the AI formula assistant when it comes to getting your formula, you get also the choice to explore different type of formula. So let's say here I've typed non-diode equation within my formula assistant. I'm just gonna give him a bit of time to process the request. And I'm gonna get several options. Sorry, it's a bit slow. I'm just because I think someone asked in the chat. So yes, you need an internet connection to use those features, which is why it's slow, because my internet connection is really slow. So anyway, here is my basically my equation, and once again, I can also explore the other equation that are related to this keyword. So of course, it's gonna provide me the ideal one. So if I want to work with it, and exactly as previously, I can like re-inject my equation by clicking insert here, and I get it. All right, so I hope that I got some of you excited. If you have any questions, just don't hesitate. But as I say, we were really happy to include actually an interface between Maple and AI technology to give the user the ability to ask questions, to get equations, some explanation, and really not just get it like the same way they would have it on the phone or on an internet browser, but like give them the ability to convert the output in Maple language and also use them to get to use Maple. So with the get command functionality. Now let's switch to something that may be really exciting for some of you, the advanced mathematics part and the improvement that we've made to that part in Maple 2024. So first item. So I'm sure that the way I'm going to talk about it, I'm not going to do justice to all the work that has been done previous on that feature. But our researcher and consultant worked in partnership with university to include within Maple 2024 a new multivariate complex solver. Basically, what this new multivariate complex solver is going to do is it's going to look at all the roots within your equation and include all the results, including basically the complex solution for multivariate polynomial system, which is something that was not done previously within Maple 2023. So if I pick up this equation and I use my root finding command, you can see that now I get like all sorts of a wide range of solution within Maple. And that way, basically, I can get, so these are all the solution with that the complex solution. Now, within the root finding isolate command, you get the option to get the complex solution. So now, if I execute this command with the complex result, look at all those results. Like, this is like really going in depth about solving multivariate polynomial, like not just returning real result, like really updating like the algorithm to make it as powerful as other products on the market are, to return all the solution needed, especially when it comes to research and researcher who needs to solve like complex polynomial systems and need them for the next step of their work. So this is something that is included within Maple 2024. Other aspect. So this is something that a lot of you are coming to us every year with all sorts of requests and improvement when it comes to simplify. So the simplify command, it's obviously a command with an extremely large algorithm, because we all know that when you work with complex expression or other within Maple, sometimes you want to simplify it to get it in a form that is not always the way the machine returns it. So we always tend to improve actually the algorithm behind the simplify command to return the result the way the user would like. So one of the main improvement, once again, I don't do justice to it because there are so many improvements that have been made to the simplify command, but I just wanted to focus on this one because this was a request done by some teacher who really wanted the student basically to see how the hyperbolic trigonometric function were displayed when simplifying. So now, in the past, when you were simplifying the cosine sin those functions, you wouldn't get actually the result the way it is. But now you get them actually with the cos, basically the way you would write it on your paper. So cosinus t function. Same thing for the tangent. You get it the same way. And I'm just going to show you how basically the improvement has been made to return more compact and simplified expression when it comes to trigonometric expression. Next, so same thing. We've included 2 new packages in Maple. So this is, once again, a lot of work that have been done with researcher in the background. And we are really excited to release actually those 2 packages in Maple 2024, or included in Maple 2024. Of course, you need to purchase them. But just wanted to give you a little glimpse of those 2. So the first one is the matroid package. So I won't go into a lesson and a course about what is a matroid and how to handle them. I just wanted to give you a little idea of like what this package and the command that are included in it. So for those of you, actually, if you know and you work with matroids on a daily basis at your work or research, please tell me in the chat. That would be really interested, because we would like to have your feedback on this package. So here you can see basically that you get a simple way to construct a matroid from a matrix using just one command, which is matroid. So that way I construct my matroid using actually my A matrix in just one command. And then, of course, after you can perform all sorts of operation on your matroid and this way to just encode it basically and just compute it. So once again, this was just to give you a bit of a glimpse and to show you a bit how things work with the new matroid package. But once again, I'd be interested to know if you work in this area and like what you think about the package. So let me know. Second new package that is actually linked to the Matroid package is the Hypergraph package. And it allows you basically to construct actually finite set basically of vertices and a collection of subsets with hyperedge. So once again, I'm not going to go into detail, but just to give you a little example of how we can use it to construct a hypergraph. So I'm using my package, I then define my hypergraph, and then I'm just going to draw it. And you will see that with just few commands, I get my vertex. I get also the information that I need just by using actually the hypergraph package. So I get my 3 edges and my 4 vertices here. We also have within this package, which I find quite interesting, a lot of examples of hypergraph. So here are some of the examples that we've included within the package. So you can use them just to build actually some of the specific hypergraph. Once again, like I won't go into detail about those graphs because I'm sure that the people who are working in this area knows way better than me what it is. But I just wanted to show you some example of hypergraph that have been implemented and included in this package. I'm just going to execute the latest one and evaluate. And here it is. Okay, so I'm aware of the timing, so I'm just gonna go to the last part of what I wanted to briefly show you today in this sneak peek webinar, which is some of the improvement that we've done to teaching and learning. So first thing, so for the teacher, the student in the room who are familiar with the step-by-step solution in Maple, I'm sure that some of you are gonna be like thrilled actually to know that we've included actually more examples when it comes to solving equation. Solving equation within Maple and get actually all the steps related to this problem. So we've included steps for new problem based on partial fraction decomposition. So this is basically put within a partial fraction steps command that is included in the student basic package. So as per usual, all you have to do is call the command and then include your problem in it. And actually, I'm presenting a bit this for also the people who don't know the step-by-step solution command within Maple. So those step-by-step solution command are not just like giving the steps of the resolution of a problem. They also include explanation. So that way the student can basically do things on his own and solve a problem and remind actually the rules the same way a teacher would explain it, basically. We've also made a lot of improvement when it comes to the third step command, like to make it like basically more natural and also follow the steps that a typical student would do when it comes to solving a linear equation. So this is another example. Actually, I like this example because you may think, oh, that's pretty long. Actually, it's not that long. It's just like giving all the information needed to the student to solve this equation and reminding him like basically all the rules and how he has to replace and evaluate each of the steps. So here it is. And we've also improved the algorithm of the solve step command to be able to handle absolute value within problems. So you can see that here I have an equation with an absolute value. And now I get the steps actually of this problem. But even better than that, because as I said, we always like to give to go a step ahead. We also included the visualization aspect in the steps. So that way the student can obviously solve his inequality, but he can also see it visually, because we all know, I mean, the teacher in the room, I'm sure they're gonna confirm what I'm gonna say, but like adding some visual aspects when it comes to teaching a mathematical concept with the student help them actually a lot to understand it. So this is basically what we try to do here. And then the last part of this is basically improving and also adding actually more commands when it comes to the solve practice and solve feedback command. So same thing, I'm aware of the timing, so I won't go into detail about all of those, and I'm sure you don't want to see me basically solving all those problems. But just so you know, the purpose of those solve practice, check my work, factor practice, command is basically to help the student to solve a problem step by step. So I'm just going to display you some example instead of doing them because I'm aware of the timing. So if I pick up the example that I just showed you and I check my work, so what the student can do is he can generate, of course, like his program, here, and then enter each of the step of resolution. So he can enter 2, 3, 10 steps, the exact same way he would do it on his notebook, piece of paper, on a whiteboard. And once you click on check my work, Maple is going to come and basically check each of the step of resolution of the student, which is quite powerful because it let the student be autonomous and basically look at a problem and see where he's made a mistake and come back basically. So this is an example of simplify, but we've also put an example of calculating a limit. So this is an example of calculating the limit of this function. And you can see that the student has made a mistake at some point. And Maple will tell him, okay, you need to check this step and re-enter and restart your resolution. All right. So I wanted to give some time for the question at the end. So, and once again, the purpose of this webinar was not to give you everything and to show you everything, because there is, of course, much more that has been included within Maple 2024. So once it's going to be released, I'm sure that the first thing that some of you are going to do is to jump into the What's New page and have a look at all of this. So once again, I give you a little glimpse. Like, it's a bit of a spoiler, you know. Like, maybe I shouldn't do it, but like, just to give you an idea that there is much more than what I just showed. Like, I've just picked up some feature to give you a little taste of like what is gonna be within Maple 2024 and an idea of like what we've been doing. Once again, following some customer feedback, but also following on what's happening in the world when it comes to the AI. So everybody's talking about it. So there was no reason for us to put that in our beloved Maple product.